Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jack. I've been posting on social media for the past 4 years. I've built a platform up on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube among others, and I am super grateful that I get to do this for a job. When you're posting yourself online like I do, with every set of eyes that comes across your content, you run the risk that one of those sets of eyes may see you way beyond just a content creator. So this all started when I got into doing TikTok lives. TikTok live allows me to interact with my followers, talk to them via the chat, and give them the most authentic version of myself. When I was doing these lives, I noticed that a particular name would consistently join them, and while this person's interactions in the live seemed a little bit off, I didn't yet fully know the extent of their personality. This person went by Bumblebee Girl. At first, it was just in the TikTok live chat, and I started to notice it happening on other platforms. The majority of the time, the messages were super confusing to me. AI generated images, one-way conversations. It really just didn't make sense. Although I didn't really understand, I would still occasionally send a message and thank them for the support, but this is me being totally transparent. It did bug me constantly receiving messages that made no sense, or messages from her pestering me just to respond. Just the sheer amount of just AI generated images. But I felt bad for her. Now, gradually over time, the amount of messages I was receiving started to increase. But there was one specific moment where it all started to spiral out of control. So I get noticed in person. I feel like it's weird to even say that considering I don't have a massive following. But I've had hundreds of interactions where people have come up to me in person or just seen me in my regular day-to-day life. I guess this is just like part of the job. And very thankfully, I've had minimal bad interactions like this. Anyways, one day I was doing a TikTok live, and a name that I didn't recognize entered my TikTok live chat. Now, to this day, I still don't know how. This person knew a lot of information about me, and this was not information people who knew me from social media would know. Things like my coffee order, what I would wear when I would walk in the morning, what my vehicle was. And so this person's comments was like an ongoing topic in the live for quite some time. This person went by Shayla Carter. Although it was super freaky, it almost became like a meme in the chat. I always suspected that it was someone that worked at the coffee shop that I used to go to, but we never really figured out who it was. They also did at one stage leave food in my driveway, which was just very weird. But in my mind, I kind of knew that it was just someone that knew me in real life, trolling me in the chat, and I could tell that they had no ill intent. Now, whilst this was all happening, Bumblebee Girl was in that chat, and she was there to witness it all. This, for whatever reason, was the turning point. Now I was receiving hundreds of messages a day, her shirt designs, countless AI generated images, photos of her budgies, love poems and photos. One thing that always stood out is she'd always tell me to have a stressful day, which I still don't understand. But then there was also a darker side to it as well. Long paragraphs about a variety of self-inflicted injuries. Talks of taking her own life. Photos of me as a child from my personal Facebook. And one that really shocked me, I received a photo of her looking absolutely distraught. Laying on her chest seemed to be one of her pet birds. Dead. If I'm honest, it was getting overwhelming. Kid you not, every time I went on Instagram or TikTok, there was messages coming through. It made me very uncomfortable, and most of the time, I was actively choosing to ignore it. But it was constantly there. It would send me things like my weather forecast for the week. After the death of her bird, she was referring to the new one she was getting as our bird. And I'd still get the occasional message about the Shayla Carter character, who at this point was long gone and forgotten. On numerous occasions, she sent me photos of what looked like her crying, but there were never any tears. After this had been going on for months, I'd had enough of it. I could not stand the constant spam, and the whole situation just felt so off. I didn't want to upset Bumblebee Girl, but I was seriously at breaking point with it. So I knew that I somehow needed to let her down, but I wanted to do it in a way that's not going to make her upset. Hey, I might have to take a break from social media with what's happened. Now, when I tried to do the right thing and then I was questioned basically instantly, this tipped me over the edge. I appreciate what you've done in regards to Shayla, I just want to let you know though that I use my social media for work. I'm gonna have to ask you to just keep our chats within the lives if that's alright, because you've sent me a lot of stuff recently and it's just becoming a bit too much for me. I shouldn't have to explain myself to someone that I don't even know. Looking back on this, it was stupid to think this would change a thing. And like always, the messages continued. My friend Dylan, who would moderate in these TikTok lives, also started receiving messages. Please, I've asked you to stop. This is getting out of hand. If you keep messaging me and Dylan, I'll have to block you. So after the last interaction, this is when I noticed a change. She sent through some big elaborate story how the most recent messages that I received weren't actually her. Telling myself and Dylan that she'd been caught in some floods and that her computer had been hacked. Obviously this was a lie and I told her that. Please stop lying. Just stop. I then made the choice to block her on every single platform. But this is when I saw a side to Bumblebee Girl that I hadn't seen before. Now, in my mind, I knew her saying she was going to overdose was a lie, but at the same time, it's still concerning. But the messages seemed to get weirder. The situation was just so beyond strange, and I didn't want my friend involved copying abuse from some random woman online, so he blocked her. But she was not done yet. Every single person that she contacted, I got them to block her. And after this, I didn't hear anything from her again. But I had so many questions. Why did she get so angry? Why did she make up these crazy lies? And why was she just telling me all these random things? The only person who could answer these questions was her. So that's who I'm going to be asking. Today's the day that I'm going to be unblocking Bumblebee Girl. Obviously, I'm doing this in hopes to be able to speak to her face to face, but I have no idea how this is going to pan out. I guess if you're watching this video right now, she has agreed to speak to me, but based on the way that things ended, I am not liking my odds here. So I literally just have unblocked her. I'm not going to message her anything yet. I'm just going to wait first before I message her because I wanted to prepare myself if I get the chance to have a face-to-face conversation with her. Obviously, I want answers to the questions, but I also want to understand it from her perspective and why she did things the way that she did it. If I'm able to have this conversation, I want to know the best way to go about it and take into consideration her feelings too. So I thought, who better to ask than an actual therapist? So I found Avery online and I really liked the way she spoke about topics in her videos. So I reached out to her in hopes that she could give me a better understanding of this situation. Avery was super kind and she actually agreed to do a Zoom call with me. So in 10 minutes time, I'm going to be doing a Zoom call with Avery.
Hi, Jack. How's it going?
Yeah, good, thank you. I really appreciate you doing this, seriously.
Oh, totally. I appreciated you reaching out. I was like, that sounds like a totally interesting thing to talk about. I guess so we can talk about what a parasocial relationship is, what limerence is separately, and then how they can come together in a really weird way.
Yep.
So parasocial relationships are a one-sided psychological relationship, right?
Yep.
Meaning that one party feels connected to or maybe identifies with a person who either doesn't know them at all or isn't likely to develop a mutual relationship with them. So it's a type of relationship that a lot of us actually experience in our life to some degree, mainly when we're younger, right?
100%,
So the example I think of is when a little kid likes a TV character like Elmo, they might think of Elmo as their friend. And so when we really love like a pro athlete or a musician, we might end up not only liking their performances, but wanting to like know about their personal lives,
Exactly.
right? Wanting to feel like we're someone who could be close to them. We're like, they like the same things I like, I identify with. So a lot of that's like normal and healthy. We expect it, especially for kids and teens. It's part of forming their identity, right? So usually in parasocial relationships like that, though, especially as we get older, we're aware that we're spending this time in admiration. And it's one-sided. Like we know it's not going to progress further. We're not actually friends or a love interest for this person. And it doesn't take up our life in ways that cause cause us pain.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I feel that way about like YouTubers or something, and I'm like, oh, I could
Sure.
be friends with this person, but
Right.
they have
Absolutely.
no idea I even exist.
Right, yeah, and so you're saying, like, solidly in touch with that reality.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
I guess I would say here's where another concept called limerence gets involved, right? So limerence is an emotional and mental experience that we have in any relationship that's one-sided or likely to be one-sided. So usually when we talk about parasocial relationships, we're talking more about like, celebrities or social media figures, people we're not likely to end up having a relationship with
Yeah,
in person. So, limerence, I would describe as that feeling we sometimes get of being high on love in a way that feels kind of hard to control, right? It's
yeah,
preoccupying our mind when our interest in someone becomes kind of obsessive and centered in fantasy because we probably don't have access to them in reality. So, we're
yeah.
filling in the gaps with our imagination, and that imagination can be really powerful.
Of course, that's kind of what I was like wondering. Is it happening because there's a lack of connection in real life, or is it just something that happens?
So most of us have experienced a little bit of limerence, but then as we get to know someone in a mutual relationship, it goes away. It becomes a little more balanced and normal.
Yeah,
It's not obsessive. So limerence does usually rely on a relationship not being reciprocal. And the reason I think that it happens, and we don't know why it happens more intensely for some people. I think that loneliness is a big factor, like not having access to mutual
yeah,
relationships where people get what they want. But the thing about limerence is that the reason it thrives, right, is because, like you said, with like social media, for example, we get a window into someone's life. They show
yeah,
us all the coolest things they do and the best that they look.
exactly.
And we don't have anything else to work with. So our mind just fills in the rest of it with this fantasy of like, well, they're always like this. When we're fantasizing about someone we don't really know, we're not thinking about how they might hurt our feelings or cheat on us or do something really gross if we
Yeah.
were in a relationship with them, right?
Yeah, that's kind of something I wanted to ask as well. Once you are in a situation where someone is stepping over boundaries, or it's getting to the point where, even though it is a one sided thing, that you have to ask them to stop, could that feel to them just like a normal breakup would?
100%. And I think it's tricky because most people experiencing this are not truly delusional, right? They
Yep.
do understand if they're pressed, like, yes, I'm not actually in a relationship with this person. But what we know can be very different from what we feel. And they're feeling all the emotional fulfillment of that really powerful fantasy they've spent so much time in, of like, it's almost like, but I could be. I could be with this
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
I can just see it. It feels so real. I feel emotionally fulfilled by all this information they're giving me. In the era of social media now, it's like they might be interacting with us through live,
yeah,
right? They
true.
might be responding to our comments and telling us a bunch of really personal details, showing us where they get coffee. It almost feels like we're in their life with
Yeah,
them. So that it gets a little blurry, a little confusing. One thing I would point out too, I think there's almost kind of an addictive element to it for
yeah,
people when it becomes really extreme. And if we think about any kind of addiction, if somebody has a lot of other support, connection in their life, it can be easier to leave something like that
of
behind or
course.
not get in over your head. If I don't have other fulfilling
Yeah.
relationships, and this feels like the person I see the most of, know the most about, feel so connected to, it's going to be really hard to let that go.
So my Zoom call with Avery is done. She was honestly super sweet. I really appreciate her help with this. I'm going to put her socials on screen right now. If you guys can go show some love to her, that would be greatly appreciated. And I guess I will continue recording once I have an update on what's happened with Bumblebee. So it's been about 2 weeks since I unblocked Bumblebee Girl now. Now I knew from the start this was going to be a challenge, but this past couple of weeks, I don't even know how to explain the outcome. So I'm just going to show you. So the night that I unblocked Bumblebee, I received a barrage of messages. To my mistake, a while ago I made a video basically saying how my stalker person had me apparently banned from New Zealand. So I was flying to New Zealand to see if I was actually banned. Obviously I wasn't, but she saw this video and she was very much not happy with it. She said that she now had the police involved, she had her husband coming after me, her brother coming after me, and I was in some deep trouble. Now, while this was happening, I was just trying to message her to try and apologize for the whole situation and see if she'd speak to me, but every time she'd send a message, she'd then block me. So this went on for a few days, and then finally I got one of my messages to go through apologizing. So after I sent this message, she kind of came around and was just speaking to me like normal. Then it continued to follow the path that it did in previous times. She was sending through AI videos of me, saying how she misses me, she loves me, all the regular Bumblebee stuff that you guys have seen. But thrown in the mix was a switch up, a point where she would now say that she didn't want anything to do with it. She didn't want to be a part of this video. She hated me. And then there was like a big conversation where she was getting really upset because I wouldn't block her, although she could have just blocked me. It was very confusing. Now, something that I find very concerning with this all, and I don't want to think of the worst case scenario here, but I also don't understand how this keeps happening, is she sent through a photo of the bird that she apparently named after me, and again, this bird that was only 4 years old is dead. So I don't know why this is a reoccurring thing that happens when I'm in contact with her. I don't even know if it's real, but it's very strange, and yeah, I don't understand why this keeps happening. So I've been in contact with her throughout the past couple of weeks. I've been occasionally responding to her messages. She has had moments where she's been very upset with me, and then she's had moments where it's just how she was in the past. Now, Bumblebee has agreed to be in this video. She's agreed to show her messages. She's agreed to show everything. And tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the FaceTime with her. I still have no clue if this is going to go ahead with how quickly things can change, but I am so nervous for how this is going to pan out. I am still receiving messages right this moment, and I think I will receive messages until I block her again, but the only way we're going to find out why this is happening is to ask her, and that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I feel sick. The anticipation and the unknown of how she's going to react. Like, this went on for months and months, and now to actually, like, after I guess all the BS that was caused, to actually speak to her, just, it feels insane. I am freaking out, but I guess 10 minutes we'll call her. Hello, Amelia.
How's it going, babe?
Yeah, good. How are you?
You're not bad.
That's good. Thanks for calling me.
You look different.
What?
You don't normally wear a t-shirt.
Yeah, no, I put this one on just for the call. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm okay.
That's good. You just said
Yeah.
you went to Kmart.
I bought myself a nice couple of tops and a pair of pants
Nice. Good
and
work.
some Christmas socks. All the Christmas stuff out.
Yeah, I guess it's coming up soon, isn't it?
I bought some Christmas socks.
Obviously, sometimes through message, it's hard to, stuff can be interpreted wrong, and sometimes it's just easier to talk through video chat or on call, because then we can like properly
Yeah.
speak to one another.
Well, Shayla got hold of me last night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, what did she say?
She said, "Leave my dick alone. He's mine, you fucking bitch."
Oh, serious?
Yep.
Damn, where did she message you that?
TikTok. I blocked her. She made another account. It's not under Shayla. It's under some stupid name.
Weird. Yeah.
I think it's under Cocksucker or something like
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah.
So weird. Honestly, I have not seen anything from the Shayla Carter person in a long time, to be honest. I'm sorry that they're
This
still...
was at 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'd just taken my medication. I was asleep. It took me 3 hours to get back to sleep after that.
Wow. I don't understand why that person is continuing to do that stuff. It just seems so weird.
She said, "Jack's mine. I'm going to marry him. You're not having him. Leave him the fuck alone."
That's so strange. I find it so weird.
She said, "Check your letterbox tomorrow. There's going to be a box of condoms in there."
Is that really? Oh my god. What in the world?
What's she like? Is she weird?
I don't know. I have no idea who the Shayla Carter is. I still have
Well,
no
she
clue.
must know because she followed you to the coffee shop. She knows where you go.
I don't. I honestly, I still have no idea who it is. I tried to figure it out, and I remember you helping me to try and figure it out in the TikTok lives. I remember.
Yeah.
No one ever figured out.
Is that your bed behind you?
Yeah, that's my bed there.
Oh my God.
Hands right above my head.
Oh, bugger that.
I've had a few close calls, that's for sure. You said that some people were sending you hate online. Hey?
Yeah, they were.
Is that
Blocked them all.
good work?
About 26 of them.
26?
Yep.
Jeez.
I had to go to the doctor and get my medication changed because I was that inclined to do what I did last year.
Yeah.
Jump off the bridge again.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that that's happened, Amelia, because obviously, our interactions online, you were always commenting in my TikTok, always showing support on my Instagram. Like, it genuinely meant a lot. Social media is like my job. So when someone's showing support, that means a lot to me.
I wanted to get your back and get that Charlotte Carter, done.
I feel bad that you received that hate online. It's not a nice feeling to have messages from people. And I hope that by having this call that people can understand that you're not a bad person.
I know I did wrong by messaging your family and making up bullshit, but I've had counselling for that.
For me, like messaging or even calling right now, I get very overwhelmed by it. And so when you would send me messages and stuff, as much as I like seeing the messages, it just got a bit overwhelming for me. Do you remember when I said to you, like, oh, I'm going to be taking a break off of social media? Do you remember that?
Yeah, and I got a bit upset.
Yeah, and that's okay. If I'm honest, that was something that I have said because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, and I didn't want to say to you, oh, Amelia, like the messages are kind of overwhelming me a bit. So I just said to you, I'm going to take a break off of social media. But I guess from there, I don't know, would you say it got out of control?
Oh, definitely. And I will get doing it.
I guess at that point, that's where I got a little bit nervous and stuff.
Like now, going red.
Yeah, no, I seriously, I was nervous. I guess after that kind of happened, I was upset because I guess I said, oh, Amelia, I'm having the break off of social media. Can you just message in my TikTok lives from now on? And then you kind of messaged me again. And that's where I got upset. And I was like, oh, Amelia, please, I can't deal with the messages. I don't want to block you, but I got to do what's right for me.
Oh, yeah, I understand that, babes.
I also accuse you of being a liar, which I don't know if it was a lie or not, because you said your account was hacked. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was. So I had to make another one.
If your account genuinely was hacked and those messages weren't you.
They found the IP address. It was Iran.
Iran, weird.
I know, but Iran or overseas.
Oh, random. That's awful that they got into your stuff.
That's why I changed my name to Harley Quinn, because she's my favourite.
Cute. Yeah, Harley Quinn's cool.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn's so cool. Yeah, I saw your profile pic too.
I screenshot that, and I got you on my phone.
I did see that as the background.
And then I screenshot the one where you look so tired, it looked like you were jet lagged.
Oh, probably. I wanted to talk to you because I didn't want there to be any bad blood or anything between us.
Yep.
I feel like it's better to talk face to face sometimes. But I guess another thing I wanted to ask, you did message my family, which made me a little bit nervous. And then at one stage, remember how you said you were going to overdose?
Which I did.
You did do it?
Yeah. I had to pump my stomach.
That is not good.
No.
I'm really sorry.
But I'm okay now. I'm on different medication now, stronger medication, which makes me tired when I go for a walk. I've got the screws out of my knee, and going for long walks makes me tired because I've still got the rod in one leg and no rod in the other, and I've got artificial hip, and then I've got steel plates in my jaw. Yep.
Damn, you've got a lot of metal in you, don't you?
Oh, yeah, we're sitting off the airport alarms. Even touching steel doors, I get electric shock.
Oh, I can imagine. Another thing I wanted to ask you, I understand why you're upset about it. The New Zealand video.
Yeah.
I guess that was another thing. When I did fly to New Zealand, I didn't think I was going to get banned, but then I also kind of was worried at the same time.
I really wanted you and Dylan to come and see me, but you went elsewhere.
I think that you're not a bad person, but just some of the things that you said to me were a little bit hurtful.
Yeah, and I apologise for that.
That's okay. Thank you for the apology, Amelia. I do appreciate it a lot.
Oh, did you see the videos I did using your face?
The,
And one was on a motorbike in the hair style.
oh,
I
really?
sent,
No.
I sent it to, I think it was TikTok or Instagram.
Oh, you did a video with my face on it?
Yeah,
Oh,
the hairstyle looked cool.
oh, wow. I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to check. So, I guess another thing I wanted to ask you, you messaged my sister saying I think it was my sister or my mom, that I was disgusting. Do you think that I'm a disgusting person?
No, I was angry at the time.
I think a lot of the things that you said were just in the moment, just being angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Amelia, when you first saw me online, what did you when you were messaging me, what was your, I guess, intent?
You're hot.
You messaged me because I'm hot. So, yeah, you just,
I fell in love with you, Jack.
oh, did you?
Yes. Now you're blushing even more.
Yeah. You would say you just fell in love with the way I look online, and because you just message me just things you message love you a lot. You'd message me, seen messages where you're like, oh, it's gonna be our bed and stuff, yeah. Just when you're sending stuff like that, what, you're kind of making a joke or you're being
No, I
serious.
was serious.
Yeah, because that's the thing with message. It's hard to tell if someone's being serious or just kidding around or something like
No,
that.
I never kid. I'm always serious.
Always serious. Okay.
When I see someone I like, I go for it.
Yeah, I know that. You even have my last name at one stage, and
Yep.
you just said you were gonna name your bird Jack.
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I lost Jax. Jax died.
Yeah, I'm sorry about Jack's.
Yeah, because now I've only got two, and then two at the office, and then hopefully Jack will hopefully get him before my birthday.
Cute. Just saw me online, and you kind of hoping to.
That I was going to ask you out, told my brother about you, and
Oh, really?
my family, and
Oh,
show
wow.
pictures, and yeah.
What did they say?
Oh, he's nice. Go for it, girl.
Oh, cute. They didn't.
Even my friends, oh my God, they're jealous as hell. Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny. And what did you tell them? It's just some guy that you know online, or?
I said, this is going to be my future husband.
Wow, that's funny. That's funny. I do remember seeing messages with you saying you want to get married and stuff. One thing I just wanted to check, when you did message my family and all that stuff, you were quite upset. Were you kind of doing it to hurt me, or do you
No,
think
it's just angry.
you kind of wanted to get back at me because I accuse you of being a liar, or get back at me?
Yeah, the lie, but yeah, well, I never lie.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not one to lie. I've always been brought up, tell the truth, or else you could hurt people.
I know you said you had another boyfriend for a bit, or you said you had a husband for a bit.
Well, that was to make you jealous.
Oh,
I am friends with that Alex, though, because I follow him on TikTok and Instagram.
sometimes you feel really upset towards me. Sometimes you really like me.
I'm more than like you.
More than like me. Yeah.
We can tell by all the messages
Yeah.
and the love hearts and the emojis.
Yeah.
And I always send you Harleys.
It's good that we've done the call, but obviously I don't want it to go back to how,
Oh, no, it won't. It won't.
it won't go back like that.
No. I'm on new medication now.
Okay.
I'm on escitalopram now and lorazepam.
What's the medication for?
Depression and anxiety.
Okay. In those moments, you were maybe just feeling a bit anxious or depressed, and that's kind of why you were upset.
I'm on the spray stuff. I told you to get some, but you didn't. It's called Rescue Remedy. It's good for anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
You spray it on your tongue. It tastes like whiskey.
Oh, really?
Yes, well, I like it so much.
I think from now on, if I'm happy for you to comment on my TikToks. I appreciate it. I'm happy for you to join my lives, but sometimes, as I said, lots of messages can be quite overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Can we still be friends on Facebook so we can video call?
we can definitely stay friends on Facebook. I don't use Facebook too much. I just downloaded Facebook to do this video call. But yeah, if you can just understand my boundaries and I'll understand yours, the past, we can leave that behind, and moving forward, we can just, you know, keep it positive and respect each other's boundaries.
Yeah.
All right, Amelia. Well, I actually have to go because I'm heading out. I really
That's all
appreciate
right.
you calling with me, and everything that happened, we'll put it in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Love you, Jack.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.